Hi friends, today I am back with another process video. This time I'm working in Pocket Pages for my Project Life spread. Last week I was doing my Project Life in a traveler's notebook, so this might seem a little bit confusing, but I'm kind of testing this out again. I've loved doing Project Life in Pocket Pages, so I'm kind of going back to that right now, and I'm going to see how it kind of works out, and I will talk about it a little bit more in the future and kind of my vision for the rest of this year. But for today, I'm putting together Pocket Pages, and so starting with this photo on the left-hand side, I wanted to stamp out that sentiment that says, "Life is tough, but so am I." That's a photo of my daughter during her 2-month checkup, and she was getting her shots that day. And she was so tough, she barely cried, so I wanted to make sure I use that sentiment there. And when I was stamping it, the stamp kind of moved and it made it a little bit blurry. So I went ahead and covered that up using some white cardstock, and I really liked how it created that sort of slanted area. And it reminded me of a Kelly Purkey stamp from that stamp set that you can see up above, but that stamp actually went in the opposite direction and it would have been too big for the photo anyways. So I decided to kind of just replicate the design. So I went in with my ruler and a pen and just started kind of drawing my journaling lines there. And now I'm going to go ahead and stamp out my date, and then I will go ahead and add in my journaling. I'm also adding this little heart embellishment. It's a little puffy sticker from Felicity Jane Studio. I love those hearts so much, you'll actually see me use them in a couple of other places on this page. And then I'm going to move on to this food photo. This is a photo of a HelloFresh recipe. My husband and I started trying out the subscription service. If you're not familiar, it's a subscription service where they basically send you a recipe card and then all the ingredients to make the meal. And it was just kind of something that was easy for us to do when our daughter was born, because we would get everything in the mail and then we could make sort of a new recipe. So this was one that we really liked. It was like a pesto chicken with breadcrumbs and potatoes and salad, and it was really delicious. And I just wanted to document our first time making it. So I stamped out today's menu, which is from a Kelly Purkey stamp set. And instead of writing out what the menu was, since you can actually see the menu card in the photo, I stamped out homemade, which is from another Kelly Purkey stamp set. And I'm just stamping that in green to kind of tie in some of the other green areas in that photo there. I stamped it a few times just because I wasn't getting a very clear image. And now I'm just going to go ahead and cut it out, and I will adhere it to the top of that photo and then just add a couple of staples for embellishment. I thought I might add a couple of more stamps around the photo, but I couldn't really find a good area to stamp anything else, so I decided to just keep it really simple and just go with what I had already kind of adhered down there. And so now I'm going to move on to that journaling card that says "Food makes me happy." I just wanted to add a little pop of white, so I added another one of those puffy heart stickers from the Felicity Jane Studio sticker set, and I felt like that kind of tied in all the other white that was going on in my page there. And now I'm working on the title card here. I just stamped out the dates. I'm adding a piece of grid washi tape that's also from Felicity Jane Studio. And I added a couple of staples just to embellish. And I will actually come back to that title card and add a little something extra. But for now, I'm going to go ahead and work on my right-hand page. I had these photos of my daughter on her 2-month birthday, and I also had this stamp set from Kelly Purkey that has, I think it's her monthly stamp set or something. It has 1 through 12 spelled out, and then they have little sections in each of the words where you can add like month or week or other sentiments that she has included in the stamp set. And so I decided to stamp month, even though it's not really grammatically correct because it's singular and not plural, but I still really loved how that kind of looked and how it tied those two photos together, so I decided to keep it like that. And then I have this journaling card that has all these different sections from those labels. So I decided to pull out this stamp set that I haven't used nearly enough since I got it. This is a Studio Calico stamp set that was designed by One Little Bird, and it is so cute. It has all these little dog illustrations, and it has the cutest little dog sentiments, and so I had a lot of fun kind of picking what I wanted to use in each of those little sections, and I really loved how this card turned out. So I'm just kind of picking and choosing, and this paired really nicely with that photo of our dog to the right there. And I decided to just leave that photo completely alone since I had a lot of stamping going on in the journaling card, and so that's the one photo that I didn't touch from this page. So this week is actually, what you're seeing here is kind of part one of this week. It actually ended up being 2 spreads. So I've already filmed the process video for the second spread of this week. So I'll probably be posting that in the next week or so you can kind of keep an eye out for that if you're interested in kind of seeing how this week finishes up. I'm just going to journal about the week. This was actually Mother's Day weekend and the week of Mother's Day. We had quite a bit going on, and I also documented Week in the Life this week, so I think that's why I ended up with more photos than usual. And I decided that instead of cutting down on the photos that I was using, I decided to just carry it on to 2 spreads. So I stamped out Happy right here. It's another Kelly Purkey stamp, as well as this little arrow, which I wanted to go off of the journaling card. I feel like stamping off of journaling cards or off of photos really grounds it. So I felt like that helped kind of ground that card. And then I'm going to go back to my title card, and I felt like it just needed a little bit of blue just to tie in with the other areas on this page. So even though I had correctly stamped the dates, which does not always happen, and I didn't need to cover them up, I still decided to just add this label on here, and so I'm stamping out the dates again, and then I'll just go ahead and adhere that down right on top, and I will add a couple more staples for embellishment, and that will be it. So thank you so much for joining me for this video. Hope you're having a wonderful day, and again, I will have part 2 of this week hopefully up in the next week or so. So keep an eye out for that, and I will talk to you again soon.